right, so you have self-awareness, you have self-regulation, you've got empathy. Now we're on the fourth part of emotional intelligence, which is motivation. In this video, I'm going to go over a few simple things you can do to start increasing your motivation today. There are two major types of motivation: intrinsic motivation, or coming from within, and extrinsic motivation, or coming from outside. The biggest thing that I want to get across here is that you need to find and curate as many intrinsic motivators as you can. You need to find that stuff that really gets you that little fire that you really want to go after for 80 to 100 hours a week. That's the kind of stuff that you need to be intrinsically motivated for. Extrinsic motivators can work, they can, for quite a while, but they typically don't last for very long. Because you need to try to move things over to this intrinsic motivation. I know when I first started going to the gym, I never thought I was going to be able to put on muscle. So I was extrinsically motivated going to classes and things, and it wasn't until I actually had the idea and I started going through iterating on this process of, wow, maybe I just need to have a better process and have internal motivation to want to push myself. So instead of making some thing on the scale, the goal, some body fat percentage, some competition or something, I just wanted to have steps every day be my goal. And I've had a very good time with that. I think iterating on your health and your diet and your exercise is something everyone should be doing. And I've actually got to the point now where I'm intrinsically motivated and I go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, and I can do that alone. I don't really need anyone to push me. I don't need any outside extrinsic motivators to do this anymore. I'm completely intrinsically motivated. And this is something that I curated over a series of years in this instance. It doesn't need to take this long, but it's something that you need to work at. Or you need to find those intrinsic motivators, the stuff that will get you off the couch or will get you out of bed at 5 a.m. Those are the things that you need to find. And this is something that's going to be very personal for you. I can only lead you to the door. I can't walk you through the door. So just sinking through these different things that you have going on, like maybe work is an extrinsic motivator, right? Unless you own your business and you find that intrinsically motivating because you want to provide support for your family and whoever's working for you, and you want to put some good out into the world. Well, that sounds like a very good source of intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation usually is like, okay, I don't want to be out on the street, so I probably should listen to these people at work, even though sometimes I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to be out in the street, and I acknowledge that, as an employee, I don't really have the power in this situation. That's not to say I'm powerless, but it's an extrinsic motivator, whereas my having integrity in all that I do at work is my intrinsic motivator. So I'm going to do this regardless of whether or not I'm compensated for it. And these are the kind of things that obviously you don't want to do it to the point where you're getting taken advantage of, but this is the kind of stuff that will set you apart from your peers. So you need to take as many extrinsic motivators as you can and move them over to intrinsic motivators. And going through this process can take time. I know the gym thing for me was an interesting story, and going through that process took me a series of years. It's the same thing with my diet. It was the same kind of story, where I didn't really have a very good diet, probably until I got out of college. And then I was looking around. I think there was a situation where there was actually someone at the office who had passed away at the office. And that was like, wow. So this person didn't retire. They literally passed away literally died at the office. And it's like, wow, that was very shocking to me. And I was like, wow, I should really pay attention to my diet and start exercising and yikes, this is pretty wild. So that was super eye-opening to me. And that's when it was just that was the spark, that was the fire that I needed to really start well, I should really care about this. I can't let this go. I can't let this slide anymore. I need to pay attention. And then once I was paying attention, now we can start iterating on a process. So you can start tracking things. We can start iterating. And again, my thing was just one step better every day. So it's all right, cool. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep trying different things. and it's been a little over a decade, and I have a very sustainable diet. I don't really call it dieting. It's not a verb. It's more just, this is what I eat, this is how I eat, this is how I work out, and it just kind of all happens. And I don't really have to, I have momentum from this, and I would actually have to have friction to slow it down, which is kind of where you want to be with everything in your life. You want to get the momentum going to where it actually would take friction to slow down and stop doing the things that you're doing, whether it be in your business, in your personal life, in your health, in all those areas. You want to get some momentum going, and you want to start having better habits. Intrinsic motivation is the path to all of those things. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn more stuff like this, check out the link in the description below and join my Social Engineer network. I hope to see you there.